Do you want to know how amazing people connect? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie.
Thanks for connecting. And if you like what you hear, please share.
Special thank you to our sponsors, the Alzheimer's Association and Farmers Insurance and Carrie Whitlatch. For more information on the Alzheimer's Association and how to give to this wonderful organization, go to alz.org. And special thanks to the Arbor at Avonmere Court for underwriting this ad. For more information on Carrie Whitlatch and Farmers Insurance and their insurance services based out of Lebanon, Oregon, call 541-258-3995. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. So glad to have you all here today. I'm back in the saddle again. Moving forward. Yes, it's been a little rough couple of weeks. Thank you so much. I'm so blessed with great friends who have helped me, filled in, and are still helping me because I'm just slowly getting moving. So been a little tough to go live myself. So I've had great guest hosts. So thank you, everybody, for that. Especially my friend D. Scott Smith and friend Inger Van Roy and just all of my just good, blessed friends who've been supporting me. So thank you so much for that. So here I am, Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. It is a wonderful Thursday today. We're here every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time. That's right. 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time every Thursday. Come rain or come shine, come good health or poor health. We are here Marketing with Russ, bringing you amazing guests. You know, the wonderful thing about this show is I am blessed with so many great friends. And, you know, we're talking all about connection here because, you know, I believe the foundation for any good marketing plan is connection and community building. So we are all about how amazing people connect. And those amazing people have blessed me by coming on my show, just sharing the value and all the rich information they have with you today. Today, I have my friend Keith Reynolds here. He's going to be with us, and appreciate Keith today. And, you know, it is just continues to just baffle me how many wonderful people are willing to come on my show and share with you and share with me. I learn every time. So it's so amazing. Well, listen, I love to connect. We're talking about connection, right? So the best way to connect with me is russhedge.com. Russhedge.com. That is the best way. You get all the information about me, about my social media. You can go directly to my email, my phone number. You can even schedule time directly on my calendar to Zoom with me. I would love to meet you, connect with you. That would be so, so amazing. I'm all about that. Also, if you would be so kind as to subscribe on YouTube, we'd love to have you as part of our community. And the best way to do that, go to marketingwithruss.live. Marketingwithruss.live is the best way, and it'll take you directly to my YouTube page. Not only will you get notices about upcoming content, but you'll get the notices about all the past amazing guests that have been on. So I really appreciate you could actually open a tab right now beside what you're watching. Click on that, subscribe. You're all good to go. All right. And also remember, you can share this at any time. So please share, share, share. Right now, hit that share button. It's as easy as that. Share it out. Also, even if you're watching on replay, you can still share it and you can still tag your friends, let everybody know that Keith's coming on. And so make sure and share this out today. And that'd be so great. All right. Last but not least, if you've not got a copy of my book, Befuddled, Live the Life You Choose, love to have you get a copy of that. That is really my way of encouraging you in print form. You can also get the ebook, and is available on Amazon or my website, russedge.com. Buy book now there. So you can get it either way, and love to have you as part of that. So, okay, I think without any further ado, we're just going to bring Keith in and get this party started. Morning, Keith.
Hey, good morning. How are you, Russ?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
You're so welcome. So welcome. Well, thank you so much for being on today. Go ahead.
No, I just love how you bring inspiration to marketing, and how we met through Steve Spiro and their 100th show and our conversation. So it's a real special to be here with you today.
Well, thank you so much. Steve's a good friend, and he's another good example of positivity and resilience and continuing on, breaking that 100th show. And then, I have been blessed to do over 300 shows on this live stream, and all together with my live stream, probably done over 500 and some. And what really blesses me is all the people I get to meet and talk with, like yourself, Keith. So listen, before we get too far into it, why don't you tell everybody, who is Keith Reynolds and what are you all about?
So I am a marketing consultant. I've been doing digital marketing since like forever. I started with CompuServe many years ago, and was using it to sell computers for IBM back when I first started my career. And I've been doing digital marketing ever since. So I love to help people tease out their own strategy to help them follow their North Star. And I've come up with a methodology that I'm teaching people to help organize it and get a strategy together so to make it less complicated.
Well, that is so awesome. And what I like most about you is just really what a good connector you are and how you bring together this whole idea of people in marketing. So give everybody a little bit more information about what's your real foundation for why is marketing important to you? Why is marketing important to people and their business?
Marketing is life. I mean, they talk about marketing in terms of campaigns. It's been referred to that forever. And, people organize and go on campaigns, whether it's a vacation, what have you. You have to have a roadmap, and the ability to organize your thoughts and think about it in terms of a destination is really helpful. And so deciding what your North Star is so that people can connect with you and they remember you, that you're consistent about the way you refer to yourself. And then developing an editorial strategy. What kind of content do you want to put out there to support your North Star idea? Right now, many people call that branding, right? Is the ability to connect to something emotional about your business. You may sell a commodity, but you might have great service and be very friendly. So that's your brand. So you want content that's going to support that. And then picking your social media channels. Not all people need to be on all social media channels, right? If you're strictly B2B, LinkedIn might be great for you. If you have a very visual product, Instagram is great. Local marketing may even take you to local platforms. So figure out not only what content you're going to make, but where you're going to distribute your content. And it might just be that you need one or two or three, not every one. So thinking that through is really helpful. And then community and events, like how do you use your content when you're out meeting with people in the physical world? And how does your business card support that? Because what is the first thing that somebody does after they meet you? They go and look you up online. So why not treat them to a good experience, right? So your community and events is completely connected to your digital marketing, and thinking that through is important and putting it on your roadmap. And then what marketing automation, your CRM, what's your technology stack, right? Because you can automate a lot of this stuff. Part of thinking this through is you think about it in terms of the processes that could be automated so you don't have to do it. And so technology is a really important part. It makes it not only scalable, but when you use technology correctly, you also get information back, right? So if we're doing marketing to build our audience of customers, just like a media company has Nielsen giving them feedback, you can organize your technology to understand your traffic, uh, your your leads, your opportunities that you write proposals for, and your and your sales, right? So if you're following that cookie trail and you're always looking to improve it. So I always say measurement's not about the exact number, it's about improving over time. So the hidden benefit of technology, if you organize it right, is to get reports. A sales model, what are you going to sell? Organize that, think about it, put it in your strategy so that it fits into how you use all of these things we're talking about. And then lastly, think about what is the ROI? Because sometimes people think that they don't want to delegate because it's expensive. But if you know what all these things, how they're working for you, you might be willing to hire somebody and it fits within your ROI model. You can actually afford to do it. So if you make a sale, 3 sales for every 100 leads you get, now you can build a model and start to plan for things in the future. And so an ROI model is really important, because whether you're sitting down with the chairman and CEO of your company or across the kitchen table from your wife, you want to explain what you're doing and how it's going to help you grow.
I love that. Being intentional in your process and all that you're doing. My good friend Dave Chrysler, who's here today, is all about systems and processes. And I think that good intentions and moving in the right direction is a good start, but then you have to actually put it into action. And to do that properly and efficiently, you need the processes and the systems like you're talking about. One of the things, we had a show the other night on Russ Reels Live about AI, and I think a lot of people just totally either love that or hate it. And one
Mhm.
thing that they don't realize is how you can use it with you still in the center of the process, keeping people focused, but it's just helping you be more efficient in all that you're doing. Talk a little bit more about that.
So I like the idea of a closed loop system, and engineers understand that, because when they design a system as an engineer, whether it's software or hardware, they think of things in terms of a feedback loop. So that can be applied in how you organize your social media marketing as a process, right? You put things out there and then you look at the responses you get. You look at how many people like and engage with you on the platform, but probably more importantly, how many people can you get to come over to your website or your content hub? I love content hubs. Happy to talk about that. But how many people come over and then give you an email address, and now you're talking to them, and they become part of your world, and you're able to serve them better because they're not just somebody passing by on social media. You actually start to build a relationship with them. And that's, as you said so eloquently in your start, community and relationships are really the essence of marketing.
Yeah. And if you lose that with AI, that's where the problem is. And I think a lot of people have, because my good friend D. Scott Smith always loves when he gets automated messages. And because he has a D period for his first name and then he goes by Scott Smith, he gets hi D period all the time, weird things, clearly knowing it's not really somebody, messaging him. And a lot of times also people, you just can tell by the messages, it doesn't listen to what you say back. I think what's most important is keeping that people focus, making sure that you're using it to make you better, making your connection with people better, and then making it more efficient and not replacing it totally, right?
I read an article recently, and I wish I could remember who wrote it or where I saw it, but it basically made the point that the intelligence is not artificial. That has to be you. And
Yeah.
while artificial intelligence can do some amazing things, as you're pointing out, you're the driver of the chariot here, and um, it doesn't always do the right thing. Sometimes it gives false facts, and so it just as you write something yourself and verify and have citations in your writing, if you refer to a fact or a statistic, um, you need to double check anything that you do with artificial intelligence. But it's a tremendous tool. It gives you ideas. It can help you explore and do research. It can help you. I one of my favorite prompts is take this paragraph and write it in a more friendly and active voice. And it'll take what I did off the top of my head and just take my words and rearrange them with a more active voice that's more friendly.
Yeah, I mean, it can be a huge aid for sure. So, the other processes that you find that people struggle with most in their marketing process are what? What getting started, plowing into their brand? What do you find is one of the biggest things that seems to hold people up?
I think inertia. I like what you said, getting started. Uh, my experience, and I've seen it quoted in many different ways, is the hardest thing about marketing is you don't have a strategy. And that's why I love what I do. Is one of my services is called marketing therapy, and it's helping you
I
get
love
over the
that.
hump. And so I charge on a per session basis. I often meet people who, don't really know what they're going to do. And in 2 or 3 sessions, we kind of clear the path. And that's the biggest impediment. And then with a strategy, you can now start to, again, with those 7 things that I covered, the ROI model, you might be willing to delegate a little bit, maybe get a virtual assistant, and that can help. But also then back to the technology, automating some things. So if you meet somebody, you send them a follow-up email, why not send them 2 or 3 others, a newsletter or a resource? But you can automate that. You can have it go to them 3 days after your first email. Those are the kinds of things that when you work on this and you get over the inertia and you have your North Star and you've started to think about how your content can serve that in your social media, now the automation really starts to make it feasible.
Yeah. Well, I think that is what it does is a lot of times just elevates what you're doing personally if you use it correctly. And so that's what I love about automation in certain areas. I am really an old school guy, love to just talk to people, love to just get down and really get going. But back to the point of starting and really finding where they can really move forward, right? I think one thing that I find with people all the time is they really are just stuck. They're stuck because they're either overthinking things, they don't know where to go, and so they do nothing. The paralysis by analysis. They think about it, they worry about it, they fret, and then they replan, and they never get around to doing it. And I think one of the biggest things is it takes action, it takes a plan, but you got to get started. And the best way to get started is to just get started. When I started
Absolutely.
live streaming, I had no idea. I had no idea what I was doing, and I just got started. And I relied on great friends who had done this for a long time, who were able to help me. But also, the process of doing it builds momentum and it builds knowledge as you go along. It's okay to make some mistakes. People will forgive you. If you make a big boo boo, oh well, it's okay. Life will go on. And so I would like to think that there's millions of people watching Marketing with Russ, and I need it to be perfect. But you know what I learned long ago? That no matter how many people are watching, they like to see the authentic, real you. And it's the same thing in your marketing and your brand. You don't want to
Absolutely.
try to create something you're not. You want to be the real you, right, Keith?
Absolutely. That's what I really try to help people in this idea of following your North Star, right? When I help people, it's not about me. That's why I love the idea of marketing therapy. It's getting, just like if you had broken your wrist, right? You have a problem. Now you go to the physical therapist and you do things to improve. And that's what life is about. Marketing is life. I was watching Ted Lasso the other day, and they have the new player Jamie join the team. I don't know if you're a Ted Lasso fan, but he's just filled with enthusiasm. He says, "Football is life. Football is life," and he just lifts everybody up. And that's what marketing should be about, right?
Right.
It's like going on vacation. You create a plan when you go on vacation. You have to figure out how you're going to get there. You have to figure out where you're going to stay. You have to have a budget. That's no different. If you just break it down into simple things, and that's what I've tried to do with my book and my little 7-step process, chunk it down into manageable pieces so it doesn't become overwhelming.
Okay, I love that. So you mentioned your book. Give us a little snippet of your book. What is it? The name of it, and how do they get it? Number one, and then number two, though you have a few minutes to give the processes if you just want to outline the processes.
Sure. So you can find it on Amazon. If you search either Google or Amazon for Keith Reynolds, The New Content Culture, that is my book. There's a second book on my website for free, which is, I could say, a synopsis of the one on Amazon. It's a little shorter, a quicker read. The one on Amazon is 100 pages, and this one I think is 40, and captures the main points that you are the captain of your destiny with your marketing. And so having these 7 steps that I reviewed earlier in both books, and then I have worksheets and other things to help you organize then. As you come up with the creative side of your strategy, it then becomes about how do you implement that. And so I've developed worksheets and templates to help you, which as I work with my clients, I'll say, "Oh, try this." And we then think about it in that worksheet. And all of a sudden it's like, "Oh, I see how to do that. I could train my virtual assistant to do this piece of it." So you can get the book on Amazon. You can get a version of it on my website. And then I have other tools on my website available for you, and a blog. And I interview people about what they do. I'd love to have you, Russ. Um, and yeah, there you go.
Let's
Russ
do
is in
it.
the house.
Come on.
So I've just tried to take all the things I've learned. I was very blessed early in my career. I came out of college not knowing what to do. I had a degree in hotel and restaurant management, and I had produced concerts and events. And lo and behold, IBM needed to compete with Apple in college bookstores. And I got hired at age 28 to work for IBM at its highest level and get all of their training. And I'm trying to take what I've learned and since, right? But that was my foundation, and I've learned since, and help people to get over these humps. You've talked about it, and just it can be overwhelming, but when you chunk it down and you use the tools that I make available, I'm doing it to share my experience and help others. I've really been blessed in my career, and now I want to share what I've learned. And I love what you said about meeting people. I wanted to get back to that. You mentioned how for you, marketing is about getting out there and talking to people and having relationships and getting that selfie, right? So now you have what's known as a shtick, right? Your selfie is now you're memorable about that. So come up with something that's exciting for you. Use these things to help you go on your adventure. Think of marketing as an adventure. But the thing about automation is, rather than be afraid of it, think of it as a way to talk to more people, right? If automation can free up your time, that gives you time to take more selfies and talk to more people, or whatever it is that really excites you about your business. Because what people love to see is that you're excited about your business, and then they'll attract to it, whether it's a restaurant or you're selling industrial equipment, right? If you want to be excited and share that enthusiasm, people will get on board for it.
Well, and I think that is so true. I think when you're excited about what you do, when you have passion for what you do, not only will you be successful, but other people will be excited about what you're doing too. When you explain something to somebody, if you've got a lot of energy and a lot of excitement, they naturally get excited about it. But if you're just like, this is what it is, and you're really boring and not enthused about it, they're thinking this guy doesn't even care what he's talking about. Why should I care, right? So, well, listen.
And that, I think, I'm sorry to interrupt. I was just going to say what
No, go
you
ahead.
said about just getting started, even if you don't know what you're doing, the enthusiasm will make up for it and you'll get experience over time. You're going to have information and data and comments from people, and it'll make you improve, right? So life is not about being perfect. It's about improving and being
Absolutely.
accountable to yourself and then holding your team accountable. Marketing is, like I said, it's like Jamie on Ted Lasso. Marketing is life. Football is life.
Well, it is, and is a whole nother live stream episode there talking about how sports are applicable to life and to business. But we
Mm.
digress. So right now, I want you to give everybody your gold nugget of the day and how people get in touch with you.
Let's see. I think one of the most important things in marketing to think about is your ROI, and it doesn't have to be money. That's my nugget. You could have a community building um, goal. You could have a goal to be able to take your family on vacation, right? If you're a small business, your business is your life. And so being able to have things that are not just monetary. Certainly, if you're in a corporate setting, monetary ROI is important, but just understand your goals and at the end point that you're trying to achieve. And I do have on my website a tool that I help people with. It's a spreadsheet that has one tab to organize your costs and another tab to organize your benefits. And if you can list things that are monetary, they add up in numbers. But if not, you can have other things that you want to achieve in life. And that's really the goal of marketing, is to help you achieve your goals in life.
Awesome. And people get in touch with you how?
You can reach me at Publio, PUBLI.io. That's my website. That's where I have all my resources available for free for people. And then you can also find me on LinkedIn, which is my main social media channel. And then I'm also Publio Marketing on Instagram is another place to find me.
Awesome. Well, amazingly, that just appeared below you as you were speaking. And so it's
Wow.
clickable information, poof, automation. Actually,
Oh, and
that would
yes,
be
my
ever.
email address too. Yes, my
That,
email address is on there too. I forgot that. Thank you
oh,
so much, Russ.
you bet. You bet. Yeah, that is sometimes automation, sometimes ever my amazing teammate and assistant who puts these things up for me while we're talking. So listen, Keith, I really appreciate you. I appreciate what you're all about. I think you have an amazing positive mindset and love the direction you're heading. We're gonna have to do this again because you were an
Thank you.
awesome guest and a good friend. I appreciate you. We haven't known each other a long time, but I feel like we've known each other for a long time because you're just a very wonderful guy. So thank you so much for being on today. And I'm going to say goodbye to you, but hang tight in the green room for just a sec. All right.
Yeah, thank you so much. And Russ, you're an inspiration to me too. I really appreciate being on your show and what you're doing to help everybody feel comfortable with marketing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. I'll see you in just a moment. Hey, everybody. Wow. Okay. Well, it's great to be back in the saddle. Here we are rolling along. I'm getting more energy every day, which is great. And so good news today, too. I've been having some blood sugar issues, which you probably don't care about, but they are better today. So I just want to say that's a good thing. And I know a lot of people have been praying for me, and I appreciate that. This whole journey with my cancer and the treatment has been quite a whirlwind. And so thank you for all of you and all of your prayers. I can't tell you how much I appreciate each one of you. So listen, tonight, 4 p.m. or later this afternoon, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Inger is going to be hosting for me on Russ Reels Live with an amazing group. including Katie and some of the people that were here today, and Dave, they're talking about Stroke Awareness Month. And so that'll be great. So make sure and tune in for that. It's going to be an amazing show, amazing panel. And I just want to thank you all for being here today. Don't forget that we're here every Monday and Thursday, 8 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, talking about how amazing people connect. You can always get a hold of me at russhedge.com. That is by far the best way. Please don't forget, you can still subscribe on YouTube anytime. Just go to marketingwithruss.live. Appreciate that. And you can still share this out if people missed it. Keith has such great information. People don't want to miss it. So share this out, and I'd appreciate that. All of his information has been ticking along the bottom, as well as it is in the comments and the show notes. So love to have you guys just click and connect with Keith, because he is an amazing wealth of knowledge. So again, thanks so much for being here, everybody. And until we talk to you again, have a great day and a great life. See ya. Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining us for this week's episode of Marketing with Russ, aka #RussSelfie. Be sure to subscribe in your favorite podcast app so that you don't miss a single episode. Have an amazing day.